For over 5 years, Plymouth County Drug Court has given the offenders heading to jail a second chance. The purpose of drug court is reduce substance abuse in the community, decrease the substance abuse-related crimes, integrate the offenders back into society, teach them how to be accountable, responsible for their own actions, and how to get their integrity back. Every single day an offender goes in front of the judge. Some, not all, of these offenders are picked as clients of drug court. Each are explained the process to sit in front of a panel of their peers and be held accountable to a series of tasks that they must complete. This panel of peers teach the clients of drug court how to live without drugs and alcohol. Any violation of these agreements could suspend their privilege of drug court and send them back to the system and await their sentence.
Sheriff Mike Van Otterloo, Plymouth County, and we serve a couple of roles, and I do with the Plymouth County Drug Court. Financially, to run the drug court program is minimal, and fortunately we as Plymouth County Drug Court have had opportunities to receive some funding and grants and those types of things. My jail budget is about $1 million a year, and that's housing 35 to 40 prisoners a day. The per diem cost to hold a prisoner is, it costs each taxpayer about $30 a day, so $1,000 a month. And so drug court is a lot cheaper and it's a lot more effective. So the cost savings is also a factor in a good drug court program.
I'm Jeff Neary. I'm a district court judge, Judicial District 3B. The situation where we have drug court folks involved, we have a much greater opportunity to help those folks in drug court change their behavior, change their attitudes toward addiction, help them figure out what it takes to beat back the addiction, give them the tools and resources to do that, and then hopefully we've got a lifetime in front of them without the involvement of the court system. So I think we're changing people and changing lives, and it's in a much more healthy way. It's much more on the side of helping rather than punishing.
My name is Andrea Dreckman. I'm a juvenile drug court officer for the state of Iowa. The purpose of drug court for juveniles is to give them the opportunity to stay at home in their community, go to school, get the substance abuse treatment that they need while staying at home in their community versus that alternative of going to inpatient substance abuse treatment or residential treatment. I think it's better for them to stay at home. It's always traumatic, I think, for any child to be removed from the home where they grew up. They can attend their school, their home school, and they can learn the skills while staying at home in the community to become productive members of society, obtain employment, hopefully graduate from high school, graduate from their substance abuse treatment program without having to leave the community and then come back later.
I'm Jenica Corcoran. I work for the Department of Corrections, and I'm the adult drug court officer here in Plymouth County. Well, incarceration, they're sitting in prison. A lot of times they're not able to address their substance abuse and mental health. Although there are treatment options within the prison systems, most of the offenders are not in prison long enough to be able to participate in those treatment programs. So by keeping them in the community, they're able to address those, both substance abuse, mental health. Some of our people do financial counseling. Keeping them in the community, it allows them to be able to be a productive citizen within the community and address all of that. They can have a job. They can be working on their sobriety and developing a sober support system instead of going and sitting in prison and not addressing the real issues.
My name is Whitney, and I was brought to the drug court program for being arrested for sale and delivery of marijuana. Before my arrest and before drug court, I sort of lost all contact with my family, which is what led to my drug use. I'd moved to a small town and didn't really tell anyone where I'd gone. And I wasn't in school, wasn't really doing anything but using drugs. So prior to my arrest, I really didn't have much of a life other than using. At first, I did view drug court as the easy choice because it wasn't prison, and I got to stay out and be with my son and not have to deal with prison. But the first few months in drug court, I realized it wasn't the easy choice. It wasn't easy at all. And there were times that I had second guessed that maybe prison was better than drug court, because it was really hard having to face like all of your problems, and especially with complete strangers that you don't know. It's just really overwhelming, but it's definitely not the easy choice, but it's definitely the best choice.
My name is Barry Hafes, and my professions are I own 2 businesses. One's a redemption center for cans and bottles. The other one is a concrete business. Prior to drug court, I was on a relapse. Before my relapse, things were very good. During my relapse and right before drug court, it was a nightmare again. I was personally out of control, which made my wife unhappy and my kids unsure about a lot of things. My business was at jeopardy. Going to drug court gave me an opportunity to find recovery and to be around loving people more than getting incarcerated and going to prison and being around people that are very negative. So it just kept the momentum going.
I'm Pat, and I work for GCC Ready Mix Company. Was drug court an easy choice? I didn't have the choice. I got put into the program, and at first I fought it, but then I fell in love with it and liked it. You know, I didn't want to leave it. Changed my friends, playmates, playgrounds, play places. It taught me how to communicate with my family, show feeling, and be who I am today. I'd probably be in prison or dead.
So why did I get into drug court? Well, for one main reason is that I know people can change. And in Plymouth County, this is saving the county tens of thousands of dollars every single month, keeping people out of jail and giving them a chance to learn what it's like to have integrity and accountability and all that. So being that I am in recovery, I've seen people change. I've seen them transform. So I saw it work down in Woodbury County. I got in with the judge and the POs, and I wanted to be a part of this thing, so we started it up. So there's this young man that we had, and beautiful young man. He's got his whole life ahead of him. You know, I'm sitting across, I see this 23-year-old man, I think, you got your whole life in front of you. And he just couldn't get it. And he'd have a relapse. And when you relapse, you know, we put you in jail for anywhere between 24 hours and 72 hours. And it hurts our heart. You know, because they've got jobs and they're trying to make ends meet. But there has to be an accountability piece. Well, there's this young man, and we would discuss about him before drug court. Is he gonna get it? And what's the deal? And, I mean, it just tugs at your heart. And he ended up being with us for, I think he was the longest one that we had. It was, it's like a 12, 14-month program. He was there 24 months. I think I sent him a card once, you know, for some kind of event that he was in. But we develop relationships with them, and that's the hard part that really tugs at your heart, because some of them don't make it. Some of them have to go to prison. And that's the really hard part for me, is maybe if they go to prison, that'll save their life. So it's a fascinating program. I want everybody to know about it. I want people to know that we need the support of the community to come, and if they feel they're moved to, hey, I want to give some money to a really good cause, this is one. It doesn't hardly cost anything, and it saves the county so many thousands of dollars keeping these people out of jail and keeping them out of prison. Definitely something to consider if you're a business owner, to hire somebody that's in drug court, because they're really working hard.